ओके मैं बोल के थक गई हूँ और आप शायद सुन के थक गए होगे कि भाई कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है. आई एम सॉरी, अ हेड्स अप, माफ़ कर दो. बट ऑनेस्टली लाइक कंस्ट्रक्शन इज ऑन एंड आई एम एग्जॉस्टेड. इवन आई एम एग्जॉस्टेड. लाइक आप सुन के थक नहीं गए, मैं सुन के थक गई. बोल बोल के भी थक गई हूँ. एनीवेज, today's episode. Okay, I honestly wanted to make this concept into a series because there have been a lot of good influences in my life, especially online, digitally, and I had to honestly tune it in. I'm based out in Mumbai. I would love to interview you if you are a creator, if you are a leader, if you are an entrepreneur, female entrepreneur. I would love to have you over on my show. Feel free to shoot me a DM. I'm always open. My Instagram is at Aditi Hi Hi Hi. It's at Aditi ADITI HIHIHI. Aditi Hi 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 or Aditi. मेरे को बोलने में भी हंसी आ रही है. एनीवेज, टुडे आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट Gary Vaynerchuk. I've heard his content from pretty early on, like we are talking about like 2016, and that I was still late to the game. 2016 was still late, and he already had like so much content out there even back in 2016. I heard him so much that sometimes his voice still echoes sometimes in my head. Like I can still hear him. That is the amount of content that I've heard. He started working for his dad as a wine seller, and then he slowly built up his multi-million-dollar marketing agency, Vayner Media, Vayner X, and he expanded to Vayner Sports, VCR groups, and Vayner what. Like, here's my honest belief: you actually take advice from people who've done some shit, who've built something for themselves, and they're not just a creator. Like, they're just not a creator who's advising shit online and they've not done anything. In fact, they're just advising you. They've not really implemented themselves first and shown us the results. He've done some shit. I've heard a lot of his keynote speeches, and like whatever he puts it out there, I've heard enough. I've heard enough to actually sit down and talk today. Let's talk about it. So, number one, he taught me who you listen to matters a lot. There is this was actually a shock to me. Almost all the points are sort of coming as a shock to me, but this was like profound shit. This came as a shock to me to understand and digest. Like, it took me some time. Who you listen to matters a lot, period. This is where he made me want to believe that there is good in the world. I had to sit down and actually listen to things that mattered, that taught me something, that gave me hope. If you listen to somebody preaching or spewing negative shit out there, you'll end up with a lot of anxiety, with a belief that what they're saying is correct about you, with stress. Maybe you might end up being depressed. You do not want to be surrounded by such people who constantly put you down, saying things like, hey Aditi, you're fat, nobody's gonna take you out on a date, lose that weight, you look fat, or you look ugly, or nobody would marry you, oh you're 30, all the good guys are gone now, like look at that grey hair Aditi, you've got so many grey hair, color them, hide them, just shit like that. This was groundbreaking for me. Like, my belief, my self-esteem is important. Who you listen to matters a lot, so you got to tune in. You need to understand that you are sort of a FM radio, that you have to tune that out and tune into a network that makes sense to you and just does not put you down. Yeah. Number two, he said, you are the fucking best, now go do shit. I think somewhere deep down, nobody has ever told me that, Aditi, you are the fucking best. Like, as I'm speaking, even as I'm recording, like my eyes are numb, because nobody has ever come up and told me like, Aditi, you're the fucking best, you are capable of this and more, and you are worthy of everything good. Now go do shit, execute, give your best. This validation was never given to me. Like see, my parents wanted it for me, no doubt, but this belief, he built my self-esteem. Gary, he built my self-esteem. And so to hear this, to know that someone is genuinely out there on the internet rooting for me, rooting for the best to happen to me, it makes me very emotional. And so, when he says you are the fucking best, now go do shit, yeah, it just makes me tear up every single time. Number 3, he said, enjoy the journey. I think this was also like a profound revelation, whatever. For me, like, it's not about the end goal. You will be miserable post crossing the end goal if you don't simply enjoy the journey, the process of reaching there. Now, I was shocked, yaar. I did not think about this. Like, he put this in perspective for me. Nobody was actually talking about the journey. People talk about overnight successes, but not the journey of reaching there and actually enjoying step 1, 2, and 3. Like, nobody speaks about it, and he was the first to put it out there for me ki it is a very huge part of the journey, and if you are miserable throughout, the victory might not be worth it. You have to take step 1, 2, 3, enjoy it, take it as your own, and you enjoy it. Like, I have to keep telling myself, whatever I pursue, like now this podcast, like I've sat down, believe it or not, I've sat down, I've recorded, and you truly need to be in a very good mindset to be recording even these podcasts. Like, when I sit down right now, I'm like super pumped, super excited, super happy. Like, I'm genuinely happy. I had a good day, like a fucking beautiful good day. And I sat down and I was like, you know what? I'm having a blast recording right now. Let me just knock it out 2-3 episodes. Anyways. Number 4, who put that voice inside your head? Who put that voice? We are not born insulting, complaining, thinking shit about ourselves. It's the external factor, external people who have hammered this narrative in your brain that you are not good enough, Aditi. You're not pretty enough, Aditi. You're not thin enough, Aditi. Enough. Fuck. When does this stop? I keep asking myself, is this my thought, or did somebody was not comfortable with the way I looked? Somebody on the social media or some external force or party that put this notion in my head that they're uncomfortable, and let me put this uncomfortability and this disease that I have, this negative thought that I have online, and ruin somebody's day, whereas they needed help. It was not you, it was them. From the beginning, they needed help because they lack information, they lack knowledge. And so you have to keep asking yourself, who put this voice inside your brain? Who told you that you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough? Who put this voice? मतलब हम पैदा हुए हैं, as soon as we are born, we don't think about this shit about ourselves. Imagine you're growing up and you're telling yourself you're not good enough, you don't look pretty enough. Like, no, these are all external factors that you've seen somebody online, then that's where shit happens. But you don't tell or you don't talk shit about yourself. That's right. Yeah, that was like when he told me, who put this voice inside your brain, who's telling you this shit? And I was shocked. Like, I was shocked when he said that. Anyways, number 5, he asked, what is the ROI, return over investment, of not giving a fuck? The minute you stop giving a fuck is the minute you actually start living your life for yourself. The returns over investment, my time not giving a fuck, is heavy, positive, pretty positive. Like I could not believe it. Like I had to like stop for a minute there, because he said, what is the ROI of not giving a fuck? You have to like literally sit down and break it down. Return over investment of not giving a fuck. You do not give a fuck, that is your investment in life. इसका रिटर्न क्या मिलेगा आपको? What is the kind of return you will get when you invest not giving a fuck? I could not believe it. Like, why do I give so much shit, so much damn? जिसको जो करना है करे, let the chips fall where they may. Do not give a fuck. Focus on your own self. ROI of not giving a fuck. Oh my god. Number 6. He said, Aditi, you're young as fuck. Do you understand how young you are? I was like, how am I young? When I heard him say, you are young as fuck, I'm like, am I? Then he like explained further, the best thing you have over me is time, and that made my mind blow. He's right. Like, I have time to pivot no matter what your age is, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, 90. You are still young as fuck. And this I truly believe. I truly believe in this. There is no age to start a new business or a dream venture that you've been cooking on the insides for the past 20 years. And now with access to the internet and YouTube being there, like, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything. Number 7. Pivot, taste, scratch that itch, dip your feet, try 10 different things. That's what 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever are for. Start your own band. Move to Bali for a year. Start your own business selling products. Make a book. Sell it on eBay. Sell it on Facebook. Do a lot of thrift shopping and reselling. You might fail, but you know what? You have so much time to figure things out, and you are still young as fuck, and so you can just dust off and get up and get going again. Like, you've got no commitment, no wife, no kids to take care of. Take the risk. Try the things you've always been meaning to. That's the only way to explore and learn about yourself. Scratch that itch. You don't want to live with regrets. यार, अरे 20 साल में तब कर लिया होता तो. Imagine. And I have, like, personally, I've really taken this in. When I moved to the US, I think that was sort of a bad decision. Moving to US was not a bad decision. It did give me a really good perspective on the life and on in world and ho kya raha hai. But I think I did not have enough experience to move abroad. I should have waited. I should have worked my ass off here in Mumbai, and then I would have moved, so that I would have actually known what I wanted to do. But here's what went wrong. I did not try a lot of things, and I wanted to try a lot of things, and so moving abroad was not the best decision, because then I would have been stuck with a business visa, and I would have to do the same shit for the next 30, 40, 50 years of my life, unless I found a partner who's a citizen and then I become a citizen. But you really got to scratch your itch when you feel motivated, when you feel excited. I think that's the best way around that, right? So it's very important to try different things and see what works for you, what does not work for you. And 30, you're still young as fuck. Do not fucking listen to anyone. If you still feel, if you have the I have the luxury. I worked my ass off for past 3 years. I've saved up, and I am now exploring. I was in IT. I moved from IT to social media. I moved from social media to marketing and entrepreneurship. I looked into a little bit of business, and then I moved into operations, content, video. I've done all of that, and then I moved into, now I'm looking into if I even want to be in content operations, because it's boring. Agency work is boring, and maybe I want to be in PR and communication because I'm really good at it, and I am a diplomat like I've been told that one of my very natural trait is I'm very diplomatic person, that you don't want to hurt party A and you also don't want to hurt party B, and so I'm a great communicator that way. And so I've been told that maybe PR and communication could be a good role for you to look at, and I'm looking into it currently. And that's where you should not stop, pivot, taste, scratch that itch, देखते हैं क्या होता है, right? Number 8, being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. I absolutely respect this honesty, this honest thought by him. Like, I could not, like, so when you are an entrepreneur, there is no time frame or time structure, like a structure set. So when you work for a corporate, you know that, hey, you're gonna go in at 10, you're gonna come out by 7:38 max to max, you're coming back home. But when you have your own business, you're working like 24/7, 365, because it's your business, and nobody will love your business as much as you do. So really, you have to think hard if this is something that you want to do. सबका rich life अलग अलग दिखता है. As a corporate employee, people come back home at 5, 6, 7. They have time to chill, enjoy, share time with their family and friends, go out on a date, have some fun, watch a movie, have a stable income, stable life, and they are happy with it. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So I understand being entrepreneur is not for everybody, and this entrepreneurship, this journey is very lonely as well. Like, you gotta do shit, man, to make it happen, or everything falls onto you. If you can't handle pressure, maybe entrepreneurship might not be for you, personally speaking. But yeah, that's that. And this was like a very fresh perspective on entrepreneurship and grinding and hustling, and like 2017 2018 was like an era of grind and hustle and entrepreneurship, and अब वो धीरे धीरे और बढ़ रहा है. But that's where we are at. Number 9, doing shit, actually doing it. Okay, when I say doing shit, I mean actually do something. Like, how much inspiration do you really need to consume to feel inspired? At a certain point, you need to stop consuming and actually execute, right? Execute on creating content or making profit, finishing a task that is on hand, doing some project that you've been meaning to do. No amount of inspiration is going to get the task finished until you do it. Do shit, make shit happen. Number 10, last one. If you find yourself actually procrastinating, he said to stop and reflect. Why? It's not because you're lazy. It's simply not stimulating enough for you. You're not excited about it. It does not bring you any joy or curiosity. There was this super viral video moment that happened. So some lady walked up to him. He was sitting in a car, and like some lady was like, she recognized him instantly, like, hey Gary, any word of motivation today? And he said, you're gonna die. And I started crying. I will not kid you about this. I started crying because it hit home. It hit very hard in my heart. He wasn't wrong. Life is truly worth it if you enjoy what you do. If you are excited and pumped about Mondays, if you are not, you're not doing it right. Maybe you're in the wrong field. I don't know. It's a fucking miracle and a blessing to be starting all over again with the Monday. And so find something that gets you out of the bed, motivated, excited, with that fire in your eyes to get shit done. Like, you're not procrastinating, honey. You're not lazy. It's just, it does not excite you. It's not stimulating. And that's where you need to look into dipping your feet into some different field. Find something that brings even a little bit of excitement or joy or curiosity. Something that gets you going. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right here. I've watched a lot of his content for a while because I have been executing on his ideas. I've stopped watching, genuinely. And he's not wrong. There's only so much content you can consume in a day to feel inspired. You need time to actually live life, execute things, figure out what your version of richer life looks like, work on it, enjoy the journey. I catch myself going back to his content from time to time simply because I know I have this Uncle V, Gary V, in my corner. He's pumped for me, he's excited, he believes in my dream, whatever it may be, and just his kindness. Sorry. Just his kindness. That's, yeah, it means a lot. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. This is Aditi, and I'm not crying, you are. See you next week, Sunday, 11 a.m. Bye.